Hi, welcome to Anchor Reviews. This is Tyler from Anchor Reviews, and today I am reviewing Rogue One. I guess I'm the Rogue One here because I'm the only one reviewing this movie right now. So anyway, this movie is taking place after the events of Episode 3, but before the events of Episode 4. The plot is about a single rebel woman named Jyn Erso, something like that, played by Felicity Jones, joins other rebels to try to steal the plans to the Death Star. Ironically, her father, played by Mads Mikkelsen, is the architect behind the Death Star, and that's what the personal connection she has with it. Now, the things I will state is that right off the bat that it's better than Episode 7. The reason why is that Episode 7 felt like it was just trying to rehash the different kind of bits and beats in A New Hope, while Rogue One felt more like its own story. I'm not saying that there were characters that were shoehorned into the movie like C-3PO and R2-D2. It's not a spoiler, it just happens for like 5 seconds or whatever. But also I will state that there are characters they do kind of bring back to life through, CGI to kind of have them into the movie, but they have a purpose in the plot. I'm not going to state who they are, but it kind of reminded me of Tron Legacy when they had someone like, Jeff Bridges to look very young when they made his, evil clone. Now, I don't have time to talk about every single one of these new Rebel characters, but I will state that my favorite one is K2SO, played and voiced by Alan Tudyk. He definitely was the comedic relief of this movie, but not in a way like Jar Jar Binks where it was just obvious comedic relief. This guy was definitely a lot more subtle and natural with his what funny stuff happened. He wasn't trying to be funny, it's just that the situations that he's in kind of makes him go for certain things, and he does certain things in certain ways, and yeah, it just turns out to be funny sometimes. The main villain of this movie is played by Ben Mendelsohn or something like that. I'm just gonna call him Orson. He's pretty much, again, the typical, like, I'm the evil Imperial guy from, the Empire and that sort of thing. And speaking of villains, everyone's been wondering about Darth Vader. Well, he has about the same amount of screen time as Godzilla did in Godzilla. I mean, this movie is directed by Gareth Edwards, the guy who directed the 2014 remake of Godzilla. But the thing is that you don't go to a movie expecting a lot of Darth Vader because this movie is called Rogue One, not Darth Vader, the movie. Okay, it's kind of like when people complained about Suicide Squad when they said, oh, the Joker's barely in it. The movie's called Suicide Squad, not the Joker and the Suicide Squad, or Joker plus the Suicide Squad. It's called Suicide Squad. Another thing I liked about this movie, besides the special effects, which looked really good, and there are some really good space battles, but I would state that this is easily the darkest Star Wars movie I've seen since Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Now, there are some minor problems I have with this movie. First is the fact that I noticed that there's a lot of footage in the trailer that is not in the movie. I know it's a very minor problem, but I really hate this when movie trailers do this because it's pretty much false advertisement. One really legit problem I have with this movie was the fact that it's not very paced well, and it does have a little bit more slow moments compared to Episode 7 that, while that movie I didn't like as much, that one was more paced better. Now, I'm going to talk about some minor spoiler territory, but if you don't want to take that chance, just fast forward to this part. Now, towards the end of the movie, where characters are meeting their demise, a couple of characters are, about to die in that. I will state that although the way they react was kind of like what would happen in that situation, I was a little disappointed that they didn't really do more than just, hug. So overall, I would state that Star Wars Rogue One, or just Rogue One, is the fact that it's easily the darkest Star Wars movie since Revenge of the Sith. It definitely has some really good action, some really good special effects, a really good job of recreating the look of not just the original Star Wars movies, but also A New Hope, and it being better than Episode 7. So overall, I give Rogue One about 3 stars out of 4. So anyway, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Hello, Okay, I'm not gonna do that one.